more requests, when I have any more than the slots that I have, I'll let you guys know. So for whoever who has already spoken to us, you can always stick around with us on the speaker panel. When we are done with a round of the new speakers, we can always allow people for a second submission. Phil, your hand is up. I'll go to you before Twende kwa Freedom Natuni. How are you?
So I'm good, huh? So allow me, I'll be very brief and discretic at the same time, eh? As so let me share this. A few hours ago, KOT urged us to report this Aoko matter to the nearest police station. But now I gave a call to the DCI boss, the bold man. and for real to do you know what the guy said? The guy is like he was so busy, like out earlier this moment, and we okay.
Asante. Tony, now I'll go to Freedom. Oh, did I lose Tony? Oh, I think I lost Tony. Okay. Freedom, how are you? Laban Uritai. Laban, can you hear me? If you can, please open your mic and talk to us. All right, guys. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, please go on. Allah. Never ndio ameenda. Redemptor, I'd seen your hand go up. I believe you have something you want to share again.
Yeah, I don't want someone to misconstrue that I do not. You remember the last time when Spaces used to be at 100,000 people, these people were not following everybody because everybody was talking. Self-preservation is very necessary in this life. Rage on, plan, have a plan, but you don't shout anything. Everything up front. The enemy is planning quietly. So some of these plans, honestly, I believe they should be done. You may attend. And then when we come here, we talk about things that we are speaking truth to power so that they know we are not afraid of them. But in terms of saying we'll do this, we'll get armed, someone will be victimized because you agreed with that conversation and you don't even know how you're going to do it. I'm just saying let's be cautious even as we rage. I am very angry, very angry. I've not slept well for 4 months because of the death. But I'm also like, we should have wisdom to be wise as serpents. And so when we are gentle like doves, we are gentle here, but deep down we are all raging. And when we are making plans, everyone in their little corner is making. That was the context of my submission. Asante.
Mi Redemptor, wacha nikuambia, wacha niitwe bias leo. Mimi nimesema hiyo kitu so many times kwa spaces mingi. Kiote naweza kuambia hapa, the last place nilikuwa I think a week ago. Nilicall out me and one of my very newly close friends. Tuliambiwa ati tunatafuta viti za bunge. Tuko huku tukiuzia watu voga. Ni viti za bunge tunatafuta 2027. Tunataka ati watu wa chill wagoje tu mpaka tuende kwa ballot 2020. Look, nobody is saying that we should not do something from the perspective you guys are saying. I mean, one of the things nimekuwa nikipush ni bana 25th iliwork cause hakuna mtu alikuwa amekaa chini kwa spaces wakipanga ati majamaa saa tunapatana hivi tutaenda huko hakuna mtu alikuwa amekaa chini akiambia na kitu yote kuna mahali alikuwa amekaa chini time ya June mkipanga kitu yote na mtu yote venye mtatoka venye mtatokea protest leo venye mtafanya kesho is anyway mlikuwa mnapatana na mtu. I highly doubt. In fact, spaces zilibathiwa ni the happenings of 25th. Anyone who thinks I'm wrong, correct me. And I'm not saying spaces were not being done before. Don't get me wrong. but the vibrance of the spaces and the wildness of how people came onto the spaces, so that we could end up with having more and more of hundreds of thousands of people listening to a single space were the happenings of June, even if not only the happenings of June. But now it's the truth. That organicness came because mazi hata gava haikuwa najua ni nini inapangwa wapi, ni nini na hawakuwa wanajua. That's why tuliweza kupata every one of them off guard, hakujua ni nini. Why? Cause haikuwa imewekwa hapa. So mi nimesema before, nimesema before there's a time nilisema nikasema hapa hivi, hata hiyo story ya kutokea kwa protest na ati protest ndizo zinafaa zifanyike, hakuna mahali nasema hazifai zifanyike, but lazima tunaangalia vitu zingine sometimes, because time 25th of time ya June wase walikuwa naambia, like literally hata ilifika mahali after the first and I think the second, watu watakuwa naambia na hii mwati tutoke. Watu walikuwa wanangoja tu, watu walikuwa nasikia tu kumesemwa Thursday. Unaangalia the numbers of the people, if you were checking the screens, kwanza hiyo time media haikuwa imekagiwa. Every other protest yenye ilikuwa hiyo time ya June ilikuwa kwa media. And I remember where I was working at the time, mazeni nilikuwa nimesplit screen yangu, two screens. Kwa nimesplit screen moja nilikuwa nina watch the entire one of every one of those protests. Every single time people were out, there was a larger number of people, larger number of people, larger number of people. And these people did not know how exactly that was growing. Sasa, saa hizi, here's the truth. Mi nimetoka nje, after hizo zote nimetoka nje, after I lost my job now in August, I was able to come out. And in August, I came out for Nane Nane. And recently, the other day, I came out for Nini. Now, I know it was a vigil, it was not a protest. But the numbers were not what we had before. Why? Because right now, to some level, nini yetu yote iko hapa. So watu wengine hata wenye wanaenda kuongea hata before useme kitu yote msali bebo hivi, uoga imeuzwa hii pande, sijui nini hii pande. So hata ukitokea, hakuna ile organicness ya hiyo story anymore. Watu tafadhali tuelewane, hatusemi tumekubali uoga, hakuna mtu hata anauzia mtu yote uoga, tumejam. But in the midst of hiyo kujam, kuna vitu zingine pia tuko very factual nazo na venye zile happen na venye tutazigrow. Na wacha niwaambie, the more tutaendelea kudunga huko ndani ya hizo places zenye tunaignore huko mashinani na kasirisha watu, ndio mtaona hii kitu sasa hata imetoka from being ati mlikuja mkaandamana hapa Nairobi, upate nchi yote, different cities and different towns, uone watu wamelipuka. Venye tu ili happen back in June. Ilianzia Nairobi, before you know it, watu huko walikuwa wameamka. Ile town ilikuwa imeamka. At some point we had almost 10 towns in the country zimejaa watu nje. Why do you think that happened? You ask yourself. And why is it not happening again? You ask yourself that again. Olo, mambo ni chemka. Kiuti uko hapa? Lakini siku hizi si umenileta kwa injection ile serious. Aya, I spoke to Fel. I want to accept two people. I have two requests here. If anyone else wants to join us, please. We're having a discussion about all these abductions that are going on. And something I'll share sometime later, very shortly, with regards to the same. But we're just trying to have a conversation of it. If you decide to share something as part of your submission from a town hall general perspective, please remain as factual as you can, and let's have a clear conversation. Apapa, no, actually before Apapa, Rurigi umerudi hapa, ndo ulikuwa listeners panel, so nina assume kuna kitu hata kunishow. Sinikupenda kamoja Rurigi, alafu niende kwa Apapa.
Actually nimerudi sababu nafikiri ni wewe umesema we can stay on the panel, but really I don't have anything to say at this time.
Haina noma bro. Asante. Weka na sisi. At any time ukiwa na kitu, just shoot your hand up. We'll give you a chance. Hapa. Niaje? KOT hapa akimaliza niambie. I can't hear him.
Hata mimi simsikii bado.
He's not audible.
Oh, he's not talking. Oh, see mimi too. Oh, okay. I had assumed because I've been having a lot of trouble today with some of the mics. Papa, it seems we can't hear you. To request just request the mic again. Yeah, I still can't hear you, Papa. I still can't hear you. Just drop down alafu kuja. Nitakupatia mic tena. KD, talk to us. I hope I'll hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, but increase your volume.
Do you hear KD, Redemptor?
Now?
I hear you, but from a distance.
Now?
Yeah, okay, try speaking.
Okay. Because I can't hear KD at all. KOT. Wewe unanisikia KOT?
Yeah, it is MI. I was hearing KD.
Okay. KD, please go on. Gadi, before you go on. Gadi, could you hear KD well?
KD, can you kindly try to talk?
We can hear him, but his background is noisy.
Okay.
Let me drop, then I come back. Just for that clarity.
Sasa ulikuwa unasikika vizuri KD, lakini ni sawa.
KD, we can hear you. Sai.
Unanisikia? Sai.
Yeah, tunakusikia.
Anyway, I just wanted to ask DK a question, and Redemptor hata way, now that you're talking about the safety thing. With the abductions that are going on, which is, I mean, I based my sentiments just on one thing: complacency and habits. What should we do? For instance, if I'm standing on the streets and I see my friend, my neighbor, or that other person next to me being carried away by people who have masked their faces and in plain clothes, regardless of whether they have weapons, knowing very well that the strongest weapon we have in the country is numbers. Hata tukiongea stori za kutilia maanani sheria, we have to protect ourselves, and this thing is unbecoming. And unless you send a message, it's seemingly becoming the new norm. So my question to you is, how do we counter any of these activities from happening again? Because it's really saddening, it's scary. I'm just imagining if my nephew, brother, sister, or friend, or even that person who I don't really relate with very well, just being carried away, and I'm seeing guys in plain clothes, masked, taking people, and you're like 10, 15 people who can actually do something. What can I do as a citizen or a Kenyan in this state of a juncture, given the fact that we say lazima tuheshimu sheria? Thanks.
Can I answer? Okay, I don't see anyone. So KD, I don't know if you remember during the height of Maandamano, and they had gone to the counties, and we saw in Kericho and we saw in Kakamega that the governors of those counties armed a militia group with rungus. When the people decided to defend themselves and take away those rungus, they didn't talk about it. They talked about, I know I was in forums where I was talking to people in Kakamega, and I was like, what are you guys going to do about it? And they said they will take care of it, and they took care of it. And the reason I'm saying that is the other day I was talking to artists, and I was telling them, start writing skits. The ones who write comedy like Crazy Kenyan does a great job. Kuhamasisha wananchi about stepping up when someone is being abducted. Now, I'm saying if you're a person who is very loud, you need to tell people that you live within the plot, that in case mkiona watu wakikuja kuvunja mlango yangu, do 1, 2, 3. And that's where now defending that person comes. But if you start shouting, tutakuwa armed, tutakuwa nini, then you put the person you're trying to save at risk. It's been done. Self-defense is catered for. But when you start talking about it so loudly, you'll be told you're forming a militia group. So if you want to protect people, those are strategies that are not discussed online. But in terms of kuhamasisha wananchi, where I live, I have told people, if you ever see a vehicle come here for me, it's not a good sign. And I know I'm living in a community where people can actually protect you. But the other days I'm in a different location and I don't know what's going to happen to you. So it's one-on-one. Had a meeting with somebody who was trained about safety, because they are very, very active. This lady is so fiery. She belongs to a movement where you see Kina Julius Kamau. So first thing they teach you, do not sit in a restaurant with your back behind against a wall. I mean, all those strategies they teach you. But if for sure you want to help people in Kericho and Kakamega, to disarm those people who are armed by the state, because the state has a monopoly of violence, but it does not have a monopoly of the mob. So we can work on the mob. We can now do civic education around stop watching as people are being abducted. Without coming, that is the energy we should apply. How do we use the citizens as our security? But I'm telling you, if you come on these platforms and you discuss how you'll arm yourselves, some of you use pseudonyms, you don't have your faces. I don't want you to risk KOT's life. Protect him, call him, say, okay, mzee, najua unaendanga field. What do you do when you're in the field? Say, I could use 5 border guys as my security. That can be arranged quietly without shouting about it, because the enemy plans quietly to harm us. That's my take on it, because I am consciously aware of the dangers involved, but I'm not afraid even of being bundled in a vehicle and be taken away. But I would want people to know it is wrong. There are communities that step up. There are others that don't. If you're in Nairobi CBD, you're in danger. If you're in this community, you're in danger. If you're among the Kisis, maybe you're safe. If you're among the Merus, you're safe. If you're in Nyanza, I'm not stereotyping. I just know there are some communities that are more passive than others. So let's know our country and how these dynamics work. And let's keep talking, but let's not get riled up in a way that doesn't help us. Again, I repeat, KOT is always putting himself out there. Offer him security. Anybody who is very vocal, look for those people, support them, because those are the warriors of this revolution. That's just my 5 cents.
Okay. Thank you so much, Redemptor. Hey, Gadi, have you rectified your mic? Your mic?
I've tried, but I'm not sure kama bado iko na feedback ama iko sawa. I don't know.
Iko sawa, sasa you can take it up.
Okay. Thank you. So, Redemptor, thank you so much for that powerful response. I think new speakers are Salome and Ras the fireman. So we can start with Salome and then tutaenda kwa Ras. Hi, Salome.
Hi, how are you? How are you doing, good people? I think you are doing great. I greet everybody. Yes, mnajua zangu ni zile za kugonga kabisa. These people are very long to us and we should not go in peace to them. But you know what? Gen Z and Millennium, we are jungle police. You know what I mean? It's not a must we pull up our strategies here, but we know what we are doing behind the screen. Mumeona vile wametufanyia. And you have seen what they are doing there in the judiciary. We don't have a government. We don't have a president. We are standing alone, Kenyans. And this is our time to stand and pull up our standard, tall and high, and fight for our country. And we give full life to our constitutional law of Kenya to be used as a guidance in this great nation. Ruto sio president wetu in the real sense. Anawezaje kuwa president wetu na hakuna kitu ana prevent in the state of judicial killing? By the time tulienda kule kwa street, there are those heroes who have been killed, other adopted, and other tortured. From that date, Mshaangalia profile ya huyo mtu mnaita President Wene, ashaweka kitu kimoja hivi kusema I'm very sorry to those who have been victimized. He always play the victimized card. Hakuna mahali anatambua mwananchi wa kawaida or the next generation. This is not the time ati kunyamaza sijui we go with the peace. No peace. This is the time we go full force. Hakuna kurudi nyuma ati we know what will be adapted. No. We have give away our life. We fight for the soul of the nation. But if we give a chance to this law government, I'm telling you, wakimaliza hii muhula wa kwanza, the next term, our constitutional law will be changed. Na hakuna mahali mwananchi wa kawaida atakuwa anajitetea. Mwanzo ile article 1, power belong to the people, itaondolewa. Article 75 itaondolewa. Article 37 itaondolewa. Hakuna mahali mwananchi wa kawaida atasimama. Unaona siku hizi watu wanashikwa, wanakuwa detained, hata hawapeleki kotini. Kama huyo Aoko, mnajua yuko wapi? Aoko, sorry. Do you know where she is now? You don't know. We have taken back to 1982. Dark days where people have been arrested, not taken to, they are not aligned to the court, and they wanakuwa tried, wanakuwa detained, wanaenda kuteswa huko hamjui wako wapi. This is the time now we pull up again to the street. Our guards are still up. Tusisikie uoga. And this time we have a very big backup. Let's take the chance. Wacha tuchukue hii chance, tuungane sisi pamoja tuende. Juu tukikosa kujitetea at this time, I'm telling you my fellow Kenyans, akimaliza huu muhula, he will rule more than those 10 years. Mwacheni hapo anasema ati I will protect the constitutional law about the limit of the president to stay in the office. Hiyo ni kuongea, na mnajua Ruto vile anaongeanga, he is a chameleon. Anaweza sema yes leo, kesho anasema no. Anawaangalia nyinyi kuwapima. So let's pull up again to the street. And you know we are jungle police. Do you know about jungle rules? I know you know them. Let's deal with them the way they are dealing with us, ruthlessly. Tusiende hapo na maji, sijui bendera, sijui nini. Face your fear or you get the hell out of the way.
Okay, thank you Salome for your submission. Next ni Ras.
Okay, good evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Sina mambo mengi sana. Sahi na resume tena nani shift. I'm a bit disappointed, but yeah, it's okay. Nilikuwa najaribu kuongea nani hali hapo. I think about 1 minute, second minute, QT maybe huwa anasahau. I've been, you know, although huwa na join, huwa na join kwa space, na especially pia kwa space yake I've been supporting him especially, na wengine pia in terms of, you know, donation, but huwa anasahau. So you don't need to have many followers or whatever. Nimekuwa tu disappointed kwa sababu nimeongea dakika moja, dakika mbili, naambia tu wind up. So I don't know what was happening there, but yeah, we still behind the movement, but tafadhali sio mtu kuwa too famous ama kuwa yuko vocal kila time. Inatakana pia kumsikiliza vile ambavyo anaongea, manake kile kitu ambacho mimi nilikuwa naongea ni kuhusu yeye, what he's been, you know, he's been, you know, the forefront of the movement, na positive tu. So sio mtu aone tu anaongea kila siku, unakuta mtu unampatia 3 times or 4 times anaongea kwenye space, alafu wengine wako tu pale wanasikiliza kwa sababu wako vocal, unaona alafu wengine tu wanakuwa tu nani wanakuwa tu ni kama wanadharauliwa. So I was a bit, hiyo nimekuwa a bit disappointed. Sisi watu ambao tuko diaspora I think sometimes we are contributing also nani big. Kwa hiyo tafadhali usiangalie, usiwe kama Morara. Unaona hii sahii we sahii
Ras,
yeah.
This is DK. Let me stop you there. This is DK, the co-host. Let me stop you there. Hear me for a second. Number one, none of us here kona time ya kubagua based on whether mtu yote ashake support financially, monetary, support yote. Everybody here is equal kwa kitu yoyote. So wewe ambaye umetusaidia financially, mwingine ametusaidia na advice, tuna appreciate nyinyi wote. Number two, at the time when QT stopped you, I was co-hosting. Normally when I'm co-hosting, I'm normally looking at the time. By the time QT was actually stopping you, you had spoken for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. All right. And we've been speaking to people to at least have their submissions within 3 minutes, which is why he asked you to wind up within a minute. And I've been doing that with everybody else. Hata Rorigi anaweza kuconfirmia hapa. I normally am the kind of person who comes to the mic and I tell people 1 minute for you to wind up. So it will not be fair for you also to believe that this was targeted to you. If you've been listening to us for a while, then you've heard me tell Redemptor 30 seconds to stop and another person 1 minute to stop. But what I really wanted to clarify is we appreciate your support. We appreciate every support you've ever given to KOT and that you will give another time. But let me remind you, there is no amount of support that is coming from anybody that is going to make them have a better standing on the mic than the other. No, not on this space. On this space, everybody is going to be equal. You bring a shilling, you just come and tell us, good work, guys, kudos to you, or you give us 100K, each one of you will get the mic, each one of you will get 3 minutes, and each one of you will get 1 minute of addition. Now, please go on, Ras. I'll give you 2 minutes for your last submission and then we'll proceed.
No, my submission is just a better Kenya, and I take it back what, nilikuwa naongea maybe that you try to say that I have to wind up and, I had a few points, but what I want is just a better Kenya, sitaki kuongea sana, but I will just take back everything what, maybe itakuwa kama it's not positive vibe, so let's just keep it fire burning, guys, and I appreciate for your clarification. Thank you.
All right, and thank you to you too, Ras. Like I said, I very much appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you, because mi naambia ukweli, hata sasa ile kitu mnaweza tupea mazi, hata nguvu ya kurudi kwa hizi vitu na hizi spaces na kuzifungua na kuzifanya. Mungu mmoja, we would not have any of this energy if we did not have any one of you, or if we did not know that each one of you are going to be there not only to support materially, but to even just offer your listening, your ear like this for 4 or 5 hours to listen to us. So, Ras, to you and to everybody, we truly, truly appreciate you. I just wanted to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Aya, Gadi, kwako, ninataka unirania mic for a little while, but I'm still here. I think we can try. I don't see if we have a lot of new speakers. I have Daniel, Rorigi, and KD. If there's anyone who would like to still speak to us, please tafadhali request the mic and come. I can see a few of our regular listeners, Akina Kumbukeni, and the likes. Great to see you guys down there. Molusi, Hannah, Akina Custom, Machiavelli, Kim001. Asanteni sana kwa kutusikiza. If any of you would like to chip in on anything, please feel free to request the mic. Oh yeah, Daniel.
Is it okay if I jump in?
Yeah, let me give you Daniel. I'll come to you right after Daniel. Is that okay?
Okay, and let me know the time.
Sure.
So now,
Your 3 minutes. I don't have any new speakers, so 3 minutes are yours.
I think there's an angle to this that people don't understand, which is right now as we speak, the government is the one that's afraid of the people. The people are not afraid of the government. So what the government is afraid of is a mass of people in one place. Angry, they get through. Because what that will happen, the government will have to react. And any force it uses will only make the population angrier. So it is why the government does not even want to see a group of people anywhere is because it knows once it starts, it will not stop. Once you have 10,000 people in CBD, they get to 20,000 people, they get to 30,000 people. The day that happens, it will not stop. We know that, the government knows that. And that is what it is afraid of. The government is incredibly afraid of that. Everywhere it sees a crowd, it's afraid of it because it knows once it allows a single crowd to happen, that's the end of it. The anger that because people are looking for a trigger. So do not be surprised if everything we are doing, like everything the government is doing, is to prevent a group of people from being anywhere. The minute that succeeds once, that's it. The minute we see a crowd in CBD, that's it. Like the way people, how angry people are, even the government knows. People are acting like the government is not winning. The government is scampering all over the place trying to prevent that from happening. We are the ones who are calm. The government is panicking. If it is kidnapping people all over the place, that is a sign of panic and it is a sign of weakness. If we were not as relevant as, because there are people who keep on saying that the government is outsmarting. No, the government is actually in a very stupid position because number one, it doesn't know what's going to trigger. It does not know. And that is the biggest advantage that we have. Is that right now, as we speak, the entire intelligence of the country has no idea what will be the trigger. They know the anger is there. They know it is vibrant, it is rising, and they know it is actually simmering because everywhere you go, you can feel it. They know. What they don't know is what will trigger, and they don't know where it's going to start. And that, even strategically speaking, that is a massive card in our hands. It is so massive, it's crazy. They do not know whether it's going to be something in Kiambu because Central Kenya is pissed off as hell. They do not know whether it's the killing that's happening. They do not know whether it's a famous person. They do not know whether it's a clip of a child who's been, like they have no idea. And we should keep it that way. So yes, I know we should be planning our things behind the scenes, but I can guarantee you none of those plans will actually trigger anything. We can keep them at the back burner, like false flags and all, but all that will happen after people are out in the streets. The reason people are out in the streets should be the primary focus. All these other plans will not work, no matter how much you plan. If that trigger, and that trigger can either be intentional or unintentional, we are the ones to choose. If we have a hashtag to say Mandamato, just you would see the numbers that would rise. Whether that now the thing we should be thinking about is whether that trigger will be intentional or unintentional. If it is intentional, how? If it is unintentional, till when? Like we need to know because no, I honestly don't see us staying like this for another year because either people are going to start having weird diseases, depression and hypertension and blood pressure and all these things. Because a human being is not supposed to stay in this state of anger for so long because people are pissed off. So the thing we should be thinking about all these other plans. Yeah, once you're out, you can have false flags. There's so many different like battle tactics to be able to handle that. But we need a reason why we will be out there. And once we find that reason, trust me, the government will be trembling. And that is what they are avoiding by all means. They do not want us to find a reason to leave the house. And that is, if anybody is strategizing about anything, that should be the primary thing. Why are we waking up from our houses to go? And the minute we find that, we win because we have everything else.
All righty. Daniel Asanti. Gadi, I'm going to give it back to you after Rorigi, because I see you have about 3 new speakers. You have Starlink, Glass King, and Masharia. So let me give Rorigi a chance. Then after that, because we only have a few speakers right now, as we wait for more people, we can also allow the speakers that are coming in about 4 to 5 minutes maximum. So Rorigi, please go by, and then after you, Gadi will take on.
Thank you, DK. I have seen the new speakers you said, so I'll take 30 seconds. I just want to reiterate one fact. I agree with the speaker who just finished that it's just a spark. Otherwise, the anger is palpable. Everybody is angry. The only thing I wanted to mention is he also mentioned about we don't know where the spark will come from, whether it's in Kiambu, Muranga, wherever. But right now, Mlima is so much tense. It's so tense that a spark, any single little spark, could easily bring Kenya into a very serious issue. So the government is aware. That's why they're doing the abductions and of people who have a voice in society. So taking from what Redemptor was saying, I understand actually what she's saying, that you don't have to expose everything here. Let it become a surprise to the government. At one time, the way June 25th was a surprise, they didn't know what the people are going to do. They thought it would be business as usual, but it became bigger than they had even imagined. Finally, one statement I just want to make, that really, at this particular time, we need to join and formalize this movement, and which we are doing behind the curtains. We are believing we are going to have at least 100 to 300 people committed really seriously to forming the Kenya People's Reform Movement, Revolution Movement. And we are working behind the scenes. So thank you.
Gadi, back to you.
Thank you, DK. Thank you, Rurigi, for your submission. So next we can Starlink Jen. Starlink Jen, you can have the mic. Starlink. Okay, maybe he or she is not ready. So next we can go to Glass King KE. DK, am I audible? Ama najiongelesha?
Unashangaa. A Starlink